Okay, in previous videos I talked about what is Google Analytics. I did a little bit of a demo and walkthrough to show some of the most popular features of Google Analytics. I also did a video on how to set a site up in Google Analytics. Google Analytics is free to set up. Once you create an account, you can add up to 100 sites to it. So I did a walkthrough of adding a new site to Google Analytics. After that site was added, it gave a tracking ID to me. Just that having the tracking ID doesn't do you any good. You need to enable the tracking ID in the website so that Google gets the information that it needs every time somebody comes to the website. It's really easy to do in WordPress. You can do it with any website, generally by adding some custom code into the site, but we're going to use a WordPress plugin that makes it super easy. I'm going to go ahead and do the walkthrough. This is the dashboard of the wpblogtoday.com website. We're going to go to plugins. And then we're going to add new. The plugin we want to use is called GA Google Analytics. Okay, it's right here, GA Google Analytics, over 40,000 active installs. So we're going to go ahead and install that now. It's super easy. I haven't tested a lot of these other plugins, but I know that this plugin is really easy to use and it works. I'm running it on multiple websites. I've never had any problems with it. I'm going to go ahead and activate it now that it's installed. I only have two plugins as of the time of doing this video. Akismet, which is anti-spam. You can check out another video on that if you want to see information about it. And then the Google Analytics. So now we're going to click on Settings. It's just a very minimal amount of configuration that we need to do. You can see over here on the left, under Settings, Google Analytics is a new menu item, so you can go straight there in the future if you want to. You can click on How to Use. There's minimal information there because it really is super easy. Click on Plugin Settings, and GA is your Google Analytics property ID. This is the information that's given to you, the unique tracking code, when you set a site up inside of Google Analytics. Currently, I have copied that, so I can just paste the tracking code into there. I do want to enable Google Analytics on my site, and I want to use Universal Analytics. It's the more powerful, more modern version of the analytics. We don't need to mess with the legacy analytics. I'm not doing any advertising, so I don't care about that right now. Link attribution, IPM anonymizer, and forced SSL are not features that are required for my website right now. You can click on each one of these and it'll open up a separate page over on Google to explain what each one of them does. But they're not necessary just to start tracking traffic to your website. We're going to go ahead and leave the code in the document header. Google recommends putting it in the header. You can also put it in the footer. When you put it in the header, it's going to be one of the first things that loads when somebody goes to your website. If you put it in the footer, it's going to be the last thing that loads. So if your page is slow loading for whatever reason and somebody clicks to another link or they hit the back key on the browser, you're not actually going to get that tracked. But if you have it in the head and it gets loaded as one of the first things before anything else, you're always going to get the information tracked. You can put some custom information in here if you want to, not necessary at all. I also leave these two boxes unchecked because, again, it's not necessary. I can go directly to Google Analytics to be able to look at very extensive reports. Again, look at the video I did on that just to see some of the great information there. Go ahead and click Save Settings. And it has now saved that information. If I go to my home page and were to do a view source of the home page, I would actually see that tracking code and the required custom code that Google Analytics recommends showing up in the page. I'm not going to do that now. It's more information than you actually need. Just trust me that that's working. It does take about 48 hours for Google to start tracking and reporting the information. It's going to track the information almost immediately, but there's a little bit of a delay before it starts showing you any reports. So after you install this plugin, do this basic configuration, check in a couple of days and you should start having some information in Google Analytics. You're not going to have any information prior to when you enabled this, but from this point forward, everything is going to be tracked.